This is the farmhouse where I grew up, where my father grew up, where my grandfather grew up, where my great-grandfather grew up. The main house was built in 1860. We got electricity in 1943 with the Rural Electrification Act. And now what I am doing is I'm removing the majority of the 1960 updates and reverting the era back to somewhere between 1920 and 1950. I'm going to show you each room in the order that I did them years ago. While I am no more of a carpenter or a designer than any member of my family has ever been, I'm doing it to suit me and my tastes. Here is the original light for the cloakroom. It's a reproduction of a school light, except it's in miniature, so we thought it would work out because the that light would match the lights in the kitchen, which this cloakroom, as you've seen, is directly off the kitchen. Here you can see the wall backing the porch has been fully primed and ready for paint. And here it is fully painted using the yellow from the kitchen. And about this time we decided to steel wool that shiny brass on that school light and put antique bronze. We still were not happy with that light even after trying several different miniature light bulbs. So here's the clerestory window with our custom designed frame. And then it was just a matter of masking it off and priming it, and then painting it our gray-green paint color that we call house mud. And because this room is called the cloakroom, we needed a lot of hangers. To put the hangers on the wall wouldn't work because the wall was basically that thin beadboard. So we got some rough sawn oak plank and beveled the edges so that it looked just like some originals we had seen that were painted. And then we put our 7 coats of shellac on it, and here you see it's out on the porch drying. We mounted them in 2 rows, a high row and a low row. And then on eBay, I found a company that was making original reproduction cast iron coat hangers. And as you can see here, we've set up the 19 that we bought, and we got original Japan finish from Liberty on the Hudson, and we Japanned them exactly the way they would have been 100 years ago. We were starting to put them up with our little jig to get the spacing of the screws exactly correct from hanger to hanger. And here you can see we've got all 10 of them mounted, and there's more in the box for other places in the house. And if you look at it, you'll see that it is as faithful a reproduction as we can get, because we looked at modern hangers and they just don't look right. And here you can see the hangers doing what they're supposed to do, hold clothes off the floor. Next, we turned our attention to the floor. What you're seeing here is linoleum tile. We were going to do the entire kitchen and the cloakroom with these, but the price of them is ridiculous. It was $300 just for the cloakroom. So we decided we're going to do it just for the cloakroom, and that's it. And here you can see, using a mallet and a tapping block, we are sliding one piece into the corner and getting ready to do the same on the other side. And there is the end of the cloakroom going into the kitchen, finished. And you can see we took some scrap pieces and connected them onto the end of the linoleum tile and cut the scrap pieces at a 45 angle because it was going to be a while before we did the kitchen floor, and we didn't want to catch a toe on sharp edge. And in the back of the cloakroom you can see the 8-inch border that we were going to go around the room with, and that would eventually get painted the house mud. And then at a clearance sale in one of the local lumber yards, we saw this LED light that looked kind of cute, and it was smaller than the miniature school light that we had. and it being smaller and more solid, it wouldn't get bumped when you're putting on a jacket, which the school light did get knobbed a couple times, and we were worried about the globe breaking. So we've got this unit, and here it is lit. It's different, but it does light the whole room very, very well. Here's a close-up of it, and while it's not period, for right now, this is what we're using. And that is how we finish the interior of the cloakroom.